The Falls Count Everywhere podcast would like to mention our friends at the following. We Talk Wrestling, for the one stop you need for the most intriguing stories and headlines and info on independent shows in multiple regions. We Talk Wrestling has you covered. Subscribe to Facebook's #1 interactive community for professional wrestling today. Join Shaft and General Vader every Thursday at 5 p.m. Central live on Facebook for Outside the Ring STL Throwdown Thursdays, as they bring you the inside scoop on wrestling in the St. Louis area today and relive great moments in St. Louis professional wrestling history. Before each and every show, we like to remind our audience that freedom is never free, and all of us should be grateful to those who lay it all on the line. To all our first responders, military, and volunteers that help our nation every day, we love you and appreciate the sacrifices you make to protect all of us. We're coming at you live with episode number 94 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast, as this week we give the show back to the reason why professional wrestling exists, and that's our fans, as we present the Wrestling Fan Open Forum. This podcast is scheduled for one episode where falls count everywhere. Hey, everybody, we may have missed an hour of sleep, but we are not missing a beat, as we are back here on Sunday night, here with the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. It is episode number 94. We thank you, everybody who's come in here and to joining us here this evening, and we're looking forward to having a fun show. I am Rough Cut Rick Ruby here on the who apparently cannot spit out a good flow sentence. And to the right, of course, is the man with the plan and with a little bit of a different look here for you this week, and that's the Gem City Mouse, Zmiz.
What's up, buddy?
He's supporting our brand, and I'm all Battle Hawked out here.
Battle Hawk. I don't have Battle Hawk gear, so I didn't even know they started. You and I were just talking about that. You're like I thought they were like coming back and stuff, and you're like, they're already doing it. I'm like, man, I don't watch sports wrestling.
You're following the wrong different type of hawk. The Black Hawks are not.
No. See, no. You guys have one cup. Congratulations. Here's your cookie. Go back to where you came from. God dang.
I know. Apparently, the Blues are in a rebuilding stage, but I digress.
They've been doing pretty good this year. Like,
they're under 500. They are not doing good.
They're doing better than us. I don't have a high bar anymore for the Hawks. Like, I just watch my team.
Well, the Hawks are definitely maybe doing better than the Blues, but the Blues are definitely gone this year.
Wait, now you're gonna make me check it because like,
no, the Hawks are probably doing okay, but the Blues let's just support the Blues, and they're going to have some nice golf tournaments this summer, and then they're going to come back and see what they can do with next season. But hey, we're happy to have everybody on here, and I'm going to do the ever so popular
you guys are ranked
link
fifth,
that I'm going to post here. So
the Blues are ranked 5th. The Hawks are ranked ninth.
Oh, so they are doing worse.
Hawks are way. We've been. God love the Hawks, but we have not been a good. Chicago does not suck. Chicago definitely does not suck.
Here we go, guys. I just put it in here. If you're a Facebook user for your chats, try this, chat.restream.io/FB, and click on that link. You'll go away just temporarily, but allow Facebook to show your beautiful name in profile picture as you're posting messages. So Thank you in advance for doing that. Man, but are you like I said, I know, like I said, we're trying to not miss a beat, but we definitely missed an hour of sleep. How are you
Oh,
handling with that, dude?
I didn't even notice.
Dude, I had nothing going on. I actually set my clocks like at 7 o'clock last night, so I wouldn't miss it because I had a lot going on today, including being in the house for SICW's All Star Wrestling tapings,
Nice.
which so yeah, so I had a pretty busy day myself, and
All
yeah,
I did this morning was I woke up and we were going to go to my father-in-law's house, my other father-in-law's house. But first off, this guy sucks right here. That is my father-in-law. Like, no, he's a good guy, but he still sucks. I love him, but he still sucks. And the Blues still suck too. But no, I didn't do much today. The wife just said I didn't have to go if I didn't want to because I barely woke up. So the time change has messed up Zmiz pretty good. I was gonna finish doing my hair, like, so okay, so I went purple, right, and then I haven't still cut this round. The wife was gonna shave it, and she's like, "It's 8 o'clock," and I'm like, "No way!" And I'm like, "I gotta get downstairs. I gotta get ready." I was
yeah,
reading, I was reading the wrong clock that hadn't got changed yet.
yeah. Herb Simmons in the house here, and yes, Herb, thank you for letting me be part of today's tapings, and of course, you'll see them, continuing on SICW All Star Wrestling on Facebook, YouTube at 8 o'clock every Sunday night, right before we come on live with all of you, and having such a great time. And yes, we're having another confirmation that the Blackhawks suck.
Stop it. See, it's a bad thing living just a little bit up north.
Right. Oh my gosh. So but no, like I said, I had to take it easy because you know but I had such a busy day today, and but it's all worth it. And this is my nightcap here with all of you, and I love coming out here. Sunday night's the favorite part of my entire week. Honestly, it is. It is. It is.
I mean, I look forward to it.
Oh gosh, yeah. And for those who are watching tonight, make sure if you've not done it, make sure you like, subscribe, follow all of our Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Share and spread the word. We're going to be busy upcoming here with appearances and everything else. Dude, we're in the home. We're basically in clutch time right now because things are going down here in the next 2 months that are just going to make our heads spin, dude. And you thought we were busy. I mean, just think of all the people down at SICW trying to get all this together. We're going to get into that here in just a bit. They are just spinning. So Sean won't stop. Sure.
He's an ass. One of my favorite Glory Pro shows right now. I'm going to say this right now. Okay, so one of the best Glory Pro shows. So Amy and I were supposed to go to a show. Kids got sick. We couldn't find a babysitter to like watch the kids. So I'm like, we got to go, right? She's like, find somebody. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to look for somebody. I'm thinking. I'm like, man, I can go with him. Nah. And I was talking to Sean and my mother-in-law about having them come one time. I was like, screw it. I'm going to call Sean. I'm going to see if Sean wants to go. So I like call my father-in-law, right? And I'm like, hey, you want to go wrestling show with me? One of the best, hands down, one of the coolest car rides, one of the coolest trips I've ever had to do for a wrestling show to go watch as a fan. One of the best times. So thank you, Sean Woods. You're still an ass.
Oh my gosh. But hey, I'm loving all the banter here. Let's talk about our upcoming shows here. So this is this Saturday upcoming for New Breed Wrestling in Eldon, Missouri at their community center. Make sure you're visiting newbreedwrestling. Well, at least on Facebook, to make sure about inquiring on tickets. And it's their big return, and they're going to be making some big waves this coming year and season here for 2023. And looking forward to that. March 25th at the Ionite Shriners Temple here. This is for SACW. fundraiser here for the Shriners. Of course, Mr. USA Tony Atlas and Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. Hall of Famers will be in the house at that 609 St. Louis Avenue in East St. Louis. Bell time is at 5, doors open at 4. Your prices are starting at $20 for general admission, kids at 15, and then of course there's other packages. Make sure you're visiting sicw.org for more information on those tickets. And Saturday April 1st, Sunday April 2nd is Tri-States Wrestling 2-day tournament to crown their first ever heavyweight champion at the Bethany Community Gym in Bethany, Missouri. Visit tristateswrestling.com for more information on getting tickets for that show. And this is NGW for April 15th in Muscuda, Illinois at the Lou Civic Center. Make sure you're visiting newgenesiswrestling.com for more information there. Marcellus Knight putting the heavyweight title on the line. PYT is putting the tag titles on the line. And then, of course, there's other action as well. So make sure you're visiting newgenesiswrestling.com. Now, dude, this next one, I was stoked about it when I saw it. Look at this. IEW. Look who's on the cover here. Larry Wolfer, not just a knitting shirt. It's our shirt. Dude.
Best advertising right there.
Dude. In the corner of War. So apparently this is going on. So it's a match between War against PT Beckham. I guess Larry versus Douglas's, I guess, official administrative picks for them to face each other. I know you'll be at that facility down back at the Elks Lodge in Granite City, where they had a packed house last time. And make sure you visit Illinois Elite Wrestling.tickelite.com for more information on tickets there. Make sure so it's $12 in advance, $15 at the door for adults, and kids are $5. 5 and under getting free. So pay attention to that. Now, let's talk about this.
Yes,
this is one of our first stops that we're doing this year. So we are actually doing an OzCon gaming convention that we will be at, and it's on Saturday, April 29th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. We will be there. In what capacity, we don't know what we're going to do yet. But we're hoping to get on some live interviews. We're hoping to get a lot of people in. We're hoping to, because I know there are going to be some of their stars down. This is thanks to the heart of the Ozarks Wrestling League getting that invite, and we will be here at OzCon. And once we get more of a poster made up of our appearance, we'll get that in here for you. And then let's talk about this here real quick. I don't know what to say, but remember when we first had our posters for this? They had like a nice aviator, skyline, and hotel, and well, it's not there anymore. So, because all the stars are covered up. We're looking probably like if I remember to count, I think it's probably 35, 38, something like that. But there is going to be a lot of stars and legends with this. So, but yeah, it's going to be a phenomenal. This is Saturday, May 13th. This is the Fan Fest. Remember, guys, you have to visit sicw.org to visit and get your tickets for this. There are tickets for 2 separate events, one for the Fan Fest, and then after the Fan Fest is done, going to the Hall of Fame ceremony for St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame, and then, of course, the big show that night. So there's 2 separate events. If you're going to attend both, there are ticket packages for that. Make sure, once again, you visit sicw.org to get more information on your tickets there. So, I think that's all we got this week for the shows. Now,
don't mind me. I'm trying to get a link for our YouTube, because somebody asked in the stream where they could go to rewatch this later. So I'm posting our direct YouTube account to this.
Oh yeah, so it's youtube.com/@fallscount everywhere.
Yep.
It's real easy.
This is the
For
live
that.
right now.
Yeah. That's the live one right now. But yeah,
Yeah,
if you go straight to our account, it's youtube.com/@FallsCount everywhere. So, okay.
I was trying to do something different. Go, yeah. Dude, heck of a show. Heck of a show, like all around with everybody. That PT versus War match. Whoo, that's gonna be a barn burner.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know that's going to be something else. Let's get on to our first major topic here. Once again, this is Wrestling Fan Open Forum. We will be opening up our phone lines here momentarily, but just wait for our cue here because we already got somebody scheduled to come on here to join us here this evening, and of course we're going to work on from there on. We'll do that here. So let's go back and revisit this. I mean, I'm going to share this again. Well, let's talk about some news here this week. This past Friday, announced officially, this is actually the first official inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame for this year's class in 2023 with Rey Mysterio.
How
This
many
doesn't have,
wrestlers?
yeah,
Sorry to interfere, but how many wrestlers have been active and gotten the Hall of Fame nod?
it's scary how you and I think alike because I was going to say, this has not happened very often with WWE. I think the only one I can think of is maybe Ric Flair. I don't
That's the
know if
only one
that
I
was
can
the
think
only
of.
one. Yeah,
But
because technically he was still active. He got inducted the night before, and then next
yeah,
night WrestleMania he lost to Shawn Michaels. So
I'm. I know there's a lot of guys on We Talk Wrestling. Michael Vaughn's one of them. One of my favorite people to interact with on We Talk Wrestling. But he's not a fan of Ray. But that's one of my that's my childhood right there. That is the luchador for me when it comes to like the luchadors. And then I met Liz Mar Jr., who became my favorite luchador. But
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm I'm really excited for Ray here with this. Now, here's what I want to also talk about, Ian, because we want to talk about maybe possibly rumored or even other possibilities of people getting in. So there's three I'm going to put on the docket here tonight for you. First one is this.
well
So
deserved.
yeah, so Batista apparently, for those who don't remember, he was actually on the docket to join the 2021 class, I believe, or the 2020 during the COVID era, that exciting Thunderdome era. Um,
Stop it.
I'm sorry, I don't like it, but you and I, we could tomato tomato, we know that. So, uh, but yeah, but he's actually, in recent reports, he was recently contacted again about this, and he said he's really trying to see what he can do to make it happen. And it's not to the fact that they don't want to put him in, but it's somebody that, well, I mean, it's something that he wants to be part of. And apparently, with his schedule, it's actually difficult. So he wants to make sure he's actually going to be physically there and wanting to be a part of this event. So it's not like he's not wanting, WWE is not considering to put him in. It's just for his schedule to be available. So, but Batista gets in. I say, go for it. Trying to make it happen this year, Dave. Because I don't know how much further they're going to push it back.
That's
you
another one of
know?
my like favorite wrestlers, right? Dave Batista, flipping awesome. One of the most underrated heels, in my opinion. He had a great babyface run, so a great good guy run, beautiful good guy run with Hall of Fame, inductee Ray. When the turn happened, that story that was told, man, alone goes. Dave's awesome. He's also better than The Rock as an actor too. Just saying, Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. I mean, what's his latest one? Was it Knock on the Cabin or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, and it's supposedly amazing. All I
Yeah.
needed was to see Uber or Stubert. Like,
Right.
oh, the movie was
Yeah.
great.
Uh, and
But
then
I'm down,
here's
Dave, going in.
yeah.
Please tell me
Now,
please.
and this next one is more than likely a possibility going in after what's happened here already earlier this year.
Yes.
Right here, the Great Muda.
Needs to happen.
Yeah, it's going. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen here, and well deservedly so. Great Muda really took me by storm as a wrestling fan. When he was in the NWA feuding with Sting over the TV title, man, and then it just carried out. I mean, him and Sting back in like '89 had like some of the best matches ever that NWA had in their
Yes.
era. I mean,
Yes.
those guys. I mean, and the
100%.
crowds just popped for everything that they did inside that ring. So, I mean, but you know, Great Muta recently retired, but he should rightfully go into the Hall of Fame in my book. Here, he's done so many accolades, going back into Japan, back and forth, being here in the U.S. and so forth. So, I dude, I mean, there's so much more I can say about Muta, but you know, I probably want to save it down for a later time. But great, you know, but Great Muta, I think definitely well deserved, my friend. What about you?
Oh no, I even when they were posting the stuff that Friday night about Ray going in, I kind of hold it off, but I did post this, and it said like rumored to go in, and everybody's like, it didn't happen, I know, but it needs to happen. Great Muta is like very high on my list of people that
Yeah.
I was looking at notes just a minute ago. Can we hold off on this because like we'll get back to it with one of the questions that you have for later. Okay,
Oh,
you continue on why I
but
think Great Muta deserves to be in this
yeah.
this this
Oh
thing.
yeah, yeah.
The
Like I
Hall of
said, we'll
Fame.
come back to that. But here's another one that, and I just wanted to throw it out here because according, and this is official, on his YouTube channel, he even made a I guess advocated for the next step, but the late, well, not the late, but the all great immortal Hulk Hogan, as of I think Friday or yesterday, made an advocate for these guys, the Fabulous Russo brothers. Can you
Really?
believe? Yes,
Hogan said
Ho-
that?
Hogan said that on his official YouTube channel, the Fabulous Russo brothers. Now, they do have a rich history with French Canadian wrestling, and then, of course, within WWE. So, and then, of course, their father was a very famous, was a well known wrestler too up in Canada.
You
So,
know, with Scott and Rick going in last year, right? I say yes to this. This is a good tag team to put in that tag team slot. I'm Hogan. You said something right for once.
yeah, yeah. So, and I was, you know what, to me, so yeah. So if it's I mean, I was surprised myself. I mean, coming from him, and I never thought that he was a big fan of the Rougeos, but apparently he is. And why not? I mean, those guys, they went from, you know, wanting to be American, and nobody liked them in America. they they moved from like Montreal down to Memphis and did not get any. And they no one really cared. So, but no, no, the Rougeos are really good, and of course Raymond went on to do some commentary work for them. So, yeah. So, hey, I'm on board for it because that's a great team from the '80s, and yeah. So that's
Yeah,
uh
and you're all about the oldies, right?
yeah, I know. Not because of my age either, jerk. Thanks a lot. Oh my gosh. Okay,
Uh,
so we're gonna get on here with our fan forum uh part of the show, and we are actually, yes, they are all American boys. Yes.
no, this I do remember this.
If it's Ontario, Canada. That's great.
That was good.
All right. So for our first guest here this evening, we do have somebody in the wings, and we're going to discuss a little bit about their love for wrestling, and also some recent events that made a different change in the way they view in the wrestling business. So everybody, put your hands together. Chris is joining us here this evening. Everybody, put your hands together for Chris. Applause, applause. Where's my applause? There's my applause. There we go.
It's right here. Oh, look, you got the DX shirt on.
Hey, Chris. Can you hear us? Okay.
We can't hear you, buddy.
Okay. Well,
no, can't hear you.
Yeah. Yeah. For some reason, make sure you check your microphone. Make sure you're not muted, so we can hear you, bud. All right. We're gonna check, and we'll be back here. Okay. All right. Beetlejuice. Okay.
Whoa. I want to go watch that movie now.
All right, Chris. Let me see if I can get you turned up here.
I don't even think Chris is there, buddy.
Is he not there?
It's a nice carpet.
I'll tell you what. Let me see. We're gonna do something else here.
Aaron Wallace.
Okay. What happened?
I can't even read it. I was just...
It's gonna be where he is. Yo, where he is. No one said Travis Cook was gonna be on. I didn't say that.
Where he is.
Where he is. Yo, where I be at? I'd be here.
I love it. I love you guys.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so we're working on that here. And like I said, as soon as we get that on here.
Technical difficulties.
So I've made some other tests here, so it'll be just a moment here. And see, we're working on a secondary way of getting him on here. So and see if he wants to do that. So, but in the meantime, here's the Fabulous Rougeos, and there they go. Oh my gosh. While that's going on, I do want to let you know that we do have upcoming shows. Our upcoming events here next week. And we'll make a post as soon as we can. But we are actually having a double feature Sunday, not a double episode, a double feature. What that means is we're having two guests on our show next week.
Oh my god, it scared me. I was like, we're doing that again? God dang.
Okay. All right. So yeah, give me 1 second here. I'm going to get this here. All right. So we're going to do that here.
What's up, Larry?
Yeah, so it's going to be Herb Simmons is going to join us here next week, and the widow of the great Bruiser Brody, Barbara Goodish, will join us here next week here as well.
Ooh.
So yeah,
it might be a double show though. Still.
All right. Yeah. Here we go. Let's try this. All right. Hey, Chris, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me now this time, better, Dave?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Sorry we're having technical difficulties, but at least...
No, I think that's on my phone, then, to be quite honest with you.
That's all right. And Zach, can you hear Chris okay?
I hear him just fine, yes.
And Chris, can you hear Zach okay?
Yeah, I can hear Zach okay. I can hear you okay as well.
Awesome. Well, once again, I want to thank you for joining us here. And I'm going to try do some research here as we're talking. But we're like I said, we brought you on here, and let me go and tell a story here in regards to why we got Chris on here today, because I spotted Chris out in the crowd about 2 years ago. He started attending the shows for American Championship Wrestling and has some of the greatest like get-ups of like all like 90s, like a specific 90s character, and I will get into that here. And he really showed, bringing out rocking the big gold, winged eagle, belts, and he was basically being basically a big super fan, and I'm sure he's got a big story here. So, and what I wanted to go ahead and if you want to kind of um, discuss with the folks here is Chris. Um, when did you start watching wrestling? And what really got your attention of how wrestling became a part of your like watching it like constantly every week, whatever the case may be. And who were your favorite wrestlers growing up?
Well, as far as back as I can remember, I was always, for me, it was Hulkamania. I was born in '85. I was born like 2 months after the first WrestleMania.
Oh,
So,
good.
growing up, my dad used to watch it. I don't really remember a whole lot back then. I think my earliest memory is WrestleMania 9 when
Yeah.
Hogan came back and Yoko beat Brett and then challenged Hogan and Hogan beat Yoko. Shortly after that, we all know, he went to WCW. And after that, I was always a big Warrior fan too. Taker had come on the scene. But the guy that really got my attention more than anybody else at that time, in the mid 90s, was Shawn Michaels. And
Right.
I was a huge Shawn Michaels fan back in the day. It was Shawn, Shamrock, and Taker. And
That's an interesting
it just kind of,
trifecta.
Yeah, we were just saying how that's an interesting trifecta. You got Hogan, you got Shawn, and Ken Shamrock.
Me and my buddies used to wrestle all the time, and they used to always pick, Shawn and Taker and all the other ones. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm pissed. How am I gonna? Shamrock seems like the type of guy that would just go crazy on your ass. So I just decided, okay, well, we'll do Shamrock. And then after that, it kind of, as far as the mid carders go, Shamrock was my favorite. But the top carders was for me.
Shamrock should have been a top carder. Period. I don't care what anyone says.
I know. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. I totally
Shamrock
agree
was
with you.
the bomb.
He had that physique. He had the technical ability. There's so many guys during that time period that had that talent to make that top roster that they just never got that opportunity.
Oh, that's
as far as I'm concerned.
Well said. Well said.
Well, thank you.
I mean, I think that goes for
But,
any spot, right, Ruby? Like, it doesn't matter where you are in the organization. Sometimes you're just not going to make the mark.
Right. Exactly, man.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say you had another thought. I don't want to interrupt that, my friend. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. You asked me what really kind of got me into watching it on a daily basis. It was Shawn. I can remember hanging out at a friend of mine's house, stayed the night one night, and we woke up. He goes, "Hey, I want to show you this." It was Shotgun Saturday night or Saturday morning. It was like the Sunday morning the Sunday morning show that they did. Like Sunday mornings, they do like Shotgun Saturday night, and then they do the recap of the week on Sunday morning.
Right.
And we went to his kitchen. They had a TV in the kitchen, one of those little small box TVs, and we watched the recap. And that's when I got a real good glimpse of Shawn and his attitude. That was around, I do believe, close to the Montreal Screwjob, like mid to almost late '97. And after that, I was hooked on Shawn and DX, and it just took off from there. I never really had much of an appreciation for Brett because I was always a Shawn fan. You go back nowadays and you look back at the old stuff because today's stuff just isn't what it used to be. So you go back and you look at the older days, and I never really had as much of an appreciation for Brett's style back then as I do now. And I don't know if you guys heard Shawn's interview where he basically said, as far as the better wrestler goes, Brett was the better wrestler.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Brett.
Everybody can.
Brett's the better wrestler.
Everybody can say that.
No, go ahead.
Everybody can say that. Sean's the entertainer,
in-ring
plain and
performance,
simple.
the entertainer, the showman. But as far as technicals go, it was Brett. And I would love to have seen Brett and Angle go at it. There's so many fan matches that never happened. Let me ask you guys a question, Rick. If you could pick one match of two superstars of any era that we could have had but didn't, who would it be? 1-on-1.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna try to dig into a bowl I've never really dug into before, and as far as like technicality and power, I know one of those guys, one of the guys I believe that his time was cut way too short was David Von Erich. And for another guy, as far as the technical prowess is concerned, man, I don't know. I think with one of the guys that I'm thinking of either today or just recently. I mean, you know what? I mean, I rather would have liked to see because those guys are big in size and they're really agile. David Von Erich versus the Undertaker would really be one that would
Oh,
get
dude,
my
that would have been
Ooh.
a stellar match.
Ooh.
so.
Okay, now
Mine's
you're
Dynamite
digging.
Kid.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so the both guys really tall. They're really agile. I mean, their skill set is really superb for their size and stature, in their agility and the way they move. They both probably would match each other just about evenly. So, I mean, as far as my opinion, so that would have been a great match to have. But yeah, David Von Erich was definitely one of a kind and was cut way too short. So that's my pick for that.
One match I always go to whenever somebody asks me about fantasy matches is one that we could have had but didn't. I don't know the reasons. I think there was like animosity or something. At least that's what I heard. Rock and Michael. Just the charisma between the two would have made for an entertaining match, a very, very gifted match. And I just think it would have been fantastic. Definitely a 5-star match. Definitely a 5-star match.
Right. And here's another one. Yeah. Another one that says a career was cut way too short was Magnum TA. Yeah. I mean, Magnum is still around with us though, but yeah, but with his vehicle accident, it really put him on the shelf. He was not able to recover and get back into the ring. But yeah, Magnum TA was pretty good. Terry Allen. And but yeah. But no, I'm actually gonna throw it over to Zach for his next question here for you.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay. I didn't get to answer mine though, so I'm like,
oh no, go right ahead, Zach. I'm sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, my bro. Go right ahead, man.
I don't know if the match actually happened, and if it did, I need video of this because this is a match I've always wanted to see, and I've leaned more to mid card wrestlers than like the IC title always meant more to me. Basically, the US title, all that, and I want to see Dynamite Kid versus Dean Malenko.
Oh wow!
Whoa, that's going beyond the norm there. I'd have to look that up to see if that actually happened.
I don't know if it did because they're within range of potentially touching each other, so they're in that world. But Dean Malenko to me didn't get the fair shake that he deserved when he came to WWE. Dynamite Kid was taken from us way too soon, but that would have been a match that I would have loved to see.
Yeah, those two definitely would have.
Did you guys see the post going around that Taker said that the only regret he really has is not being able to step in the ring with Andre?
Oh wow, yeah.
I mean,
he said he was coming in just as Andre was going out. Andre said to him that he had an idea, but he would never tell Mark what it was. So to this day, Mark has no idea what it was that Andre had in mind for them if they were to ever step in the ring. I think that kind of haunts him.
Well, Andre. Technically, Andre. I mean, Taker was in WWF on Andre's last stint, but Andre, though,
Right.
his health was starting to deteriorate, and they probably, as far as getting getting them in their primes or their goods, at their best in their game at the same time, would have not happened with him getting there. So, yeah, it's just Taker just got there too late. That's all. And
right. Well, let's get to Zach's question because he's been, you and I've been doing all the talking, and Zach's just been sitting there twiddling thumbs, going, "Am I going to get a timing on this? Come on, guys."
Oh, Zmiz will push himself in there. Zmiz will push himself in there if he wants to have a discussion. You do not have to worry about that. They don't call me a mouth for no reason. Come on. So, with all your years of watching wrestling and enjoying it, what's been like the standout match to you? We just talked about dream matches. So, what's been like a standout match to you that has happened?
Yeah, there's a lot of matches that stand out, a lot of matches that everybody talks about, and some that, just go on the back burner and forget. I always used to say that my favorite match was the Iron Man match between Hart and Michaels at WrestleMania 12. In my opinion, the greatest pure wrestling match up until that time. And that always stuck out when everybody's, "Oh, what's your favorite match? What's your favorite match?" That's my favorite match. Until Shawn and Taker went at it at Mania 25. And it's like, okay, there it is. That's it, right? But as far as if you want to talk about matches that some people kind of throw on the back burner or kind of forget about, I'd have to go with Cactus Jack versus Triple H in the street fight at Royal Rumble 2000 with the finish of the pedigree on the tax. That is probably in my mind one of the best finishes to a match in the 2000s was that pedigree on the tax.
Man, and can I just say, Foley's, his last few basically before hanging it up, at least for the first time. The following pay-per-view they had at No Way Out 2000 in that Hell in the Cell.
Yeah,
holy crap!
that took the street fight to another level.
Oh my gosh!
That took the brutality of the street fight to another level. However, I guarantee you, Triple H did not bleed as much in that cell match as he did in the street fight because I don't know if you guys remember, he got backdropped on that pallet and the chunk of wood went through his leg and his boot just filled with blood there for like the longest time.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh my goodness,
match was
that
awesome.
was horrible. That was horrible.
I actually just watched that match just the other day. Not gonna lie.
Two of my favorite wrestlers right there.
Wow.
They always brought out the best in each other. Triple H, in my opinion, as far as he's not the most technical, but he's the most studied. He studied it all, and he made being bad look good. He could sell. He could give a beating. He could take a beating. And he always made everybody else look better for it. And Mick was no exception. His matches with Mick took Mick to another level every time they stepped in the ring. And that just kind of shows you just how well Triple H was at being the game. That's a fitting title for him, the game. Why? He's a student of the game. He pays attention. I don't think you can name me another person that's wrestled in the last 30 years that has studied as much as Triple H and has put as much effort into their gimmick other than The Undertaker and be able to elevate somebody to the next level the way that Triple H did.
Very well. Here's some other notables here. You just put up there I think Angle versus Flair happen? See, I thought it did.
I think they had a match.
Angle versus Flair, if it did, it was probably TNA.
Probably so.
I thought they had a WCW altercation.
Sure.
I mean, not WCW, WWE.
Angle was never in WCW.
I didn't mean WCW.
Right.
I meant WWE. I messed up and said WCW.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought you meant that, but you said WCW. Wait a minute.
I meant WWE.
Wait a minute here. They may have had a small altercation. I don't remember.
To
But
me, this match.
If they had an in-ring match, it was probably in TNA. Because after Mania 24, when Shawn retired Flair was like, "Oh, I'm not done yet." And the first of 15 different times that he said, "I'm not done yet," and went to TNA and wrestled there for a while, and I'm not done yet.
I say give him another one. Screw it.
Yeah.
Flair needs to stop.
Yeah, he should just let it be. I mean, he had his.
He had Brody Gunther one. Which Brody?
You're talking about Bruiser Brody?
Bruiser Brody? Brody King? Mr. Brody Lee?
Yeah.
I mean, all three of those guys I would actually like to see face Gunther, so I'm in.
Yeah.
I really hope that if they do like a triple threat between Sheamus and McIntyre and Gunther, that Sheamus walks out with the IC strap because he deserves every bit of that Grand Slam championship. He deserves that. But that's just my opinion.
I can't disagree.
Right.
I just want Gunther to keep holding that thing.
Yeah, he's doing well with it. He's actually elevated it a lot more in just the short time that he's had it than the last several years, because Vince paid no mind to the mid-card title because it was all about Brock and it was all about Roman and it was all about the Universal and WWE titles, and the mid-card titles just got thrown away in the shuffle.
I mean, wait a minute. With that being said, like, so I have issues with all that kind of stuff because I've changed my mindset and I stopped nitpicking wrestling as a fan. Okay, because we can all do it. We can all get into that. Like, it's not going the way I thought it should. It's not the 90s. It's not 80s. Like, but wrestling's been really good here lately. And even the AEW stuff, like AEW's been fairly good, but like WWE's been really good if people have been watching, like how much maintenance they've done to make the IC title look huge. Austin Theories makes me want to see him get punched every time, but I want him to hold the title and keep going because I love him and I think he's amazing. Like, everyone's selling themselves 100% in WWE right now.
I agree. I agree. I agree 100%. And I think it really it shows, is a testament to Triple H as a leader, for him to be able to say, hey, this is my shit now. We're going to do things differently the way I think it should be done. And then he brings in Shawn and Road Dogg, and now DX is taking over. And they've made it better every step of the way since Hunter took over at SummerSlam. And I just think it's just going to keep getting better.
I mean, I can't disagree.
Right. Yeah, there's very little. I mean, it's probably going to be another conversation for another day. But I mean, there's very little that I've found to not enjoy about WrestleMania, such as Brock and Omos. But I think that's more. But
I don't understand that either. So
we can't beat it up yet. We can't beat it up yet.
No, but
Brock is apparently on his way out. So
yeah,
I guess a loss to Omos would be. I almost consider that a slap in the face to Brock. A loss to Omos.
I think Brock wins, Omos then destroys him at the end, and Omos walks down the ramp, and that's how.
And then that's Brock's way. That's Brock's way out.
That's a rub, and not going out on an L. But that's mine. I think Brock's going to show everyone up, and we're going to see potentially the giant that could be Omos at WrestleMania. Like I'm going to hold out hope. I'm going to hold out hope.
Yeah,
a fool's chore.
Taker apparently sees something in him. So I mean, if Taker sees something in him, then we gotta, I guess, give him the benefit of the doubt. Give him more time.
Taker has talked about him pretty heavily on certain things. So
No,
I'm not gonna sit here and call Taker and out on that, but I just don't see it.
Yeah, you can't tell Taker anything.
We'll see what Mania brings. Still green.
Yeah. So I don't know. So I mean, obviously you started watching starting back in the around where I guess going back to the '80s and then all the way through. So tell me, what decade, what era was that you consider the best or enjoyable wrestling to watch, and why?
The best era, and you're going to get this from a lot of people who grew up in the 80s and the 90s, it's got to be the Attitude Era. And I say that because back then it was more carefree and it was more entertaining. You don't see people out there today with like signs all over. You see signs, but not nearly as much. You go back to them the late like 98, early 98 to like 97 to like 98, 99. And there were just like floods of signs. And that the fans were more involved and they were more focused on it. The stories were so good, the characters were so good, and they were pushing the envelope, and it was more carefree. Nowadays, you gotta kind of whittle through the weeds and kind of be careful with what you say and what you do. You know, you don't do the chair shots no more. Blood isn't really a thing, at least in WWE. It's not, unless you're John Moxley, then you bleed every night. And then you go back to like the 80s and the 70s, and it's conservative.
At this point, it's just a zipper on his forehead.
Have to say, right. Okay, open zipper now. Damn it, my zipper's stuck.
Like Mox, come on, guy.
I'd have to say the Attitude Era because it was more carefree, and it just seemed like everybody was having more of a good time. Today, it's all about the kids. It seems to be more about the kids and what's best for them and how it excites them and stuff like that, and that's fine. You know, it works. It's working. It's working for the kids. It's working for the people those of us that used to watch back in the day, and it's. You know, every era has that one quality that makes it the best of that time period. Like I like to say, with every major superstar, they have that one defining moment of their career that makes them stand out. Big Show, he's the only person to hold the WCW, ECW, and WWE championship. Undertaker had the streak, right? Austin was the first 3-time Royal Rumble winner. Etc. Jericho's first undisputed champion. It's like that. Every superstar, major superstar, has their own thing. Every era has their own thing that makes them stand out amongst everything else around it. And that's kind of how you have to do it. You have to make yourself stand out. And as far as eras go, it's the Attitude Era for me, hands down.
Okay, Zach, do you got any retort for that?
I mean, I'm one of those. I love I'm a WCW kid, so like during the height of the Attitude Era, I was just watching Monday Night Nitro. So like there was a lot of that I missed.
I used to go back and forth. So I'd watch both, but I was more of a WWE guy.
I was strict WCW. There's only one DDP, Eddie Guerrero. You had awesome wrestlers there, right? So I'm WCW kid through and through. I went down with the shit. But so I always say that because I went back and watched the Attitude Era multiple times because I'm also like to think of myself as a student of the game and a sponge. But I say the Attitude Era is like the worst, greatest era there is because at the same time, like there's so many great things about it. It was hot. You know, like hot. Everybody knew about wrestling at that point in time. But at the same time, like I think that watered down a lot of everything that was going on. And that's where I can take myself out and be like, the Thunderdome is cool because this was overwashed, right? Too much stuff, too much things happening. You know, you might see a nipple slip. You didn't know what you would see in an Attitude Era, right? Anything went during that time. Thunderdome was completely stripped down to just the wrestlers and them making their characters, and so like it was enjoyable. Like both sides, I can't see one's better than the other one anymore. I really can't, because the Golden Era has their greatness and Ruthless Aggression Era had its greatness. You know, so I'm with them on the each era has their points.
Yeah. You know, to me, it's always going to be what I grew up on. But
The Golden
like
Era.
I said, to each their own. You know, because you can't beat classics. You can't beat the shows. At least we the syndicated shows. You know, with coming with the NWA, with the World Championship Wrestling before it became WCW, and even like in the first few years of WCW, that was pretty okay. You know, then of course the WWF. You know, when it peaked, its popularity with WrestleMania, and then going forward from there. So, yeah, but that's just me, because that's what I grew up on and that's what I remember, and I try to
Wrong one.
yeah, but still, Zach apparently is forgiven for something. So
I guess I don't know. I was trying to say, okay.
Must be this whole Blackhawks thing we're going back on. But anyway,
Oh, okay, maybe.
Hold on a second. Did we lose him?
Did we lose Chris?
I thought we did. Hold on. Let me see. Is he back on? Oh, hold on. Let me Chris, if you're listening, call us back. We're not done with you. Your call cannot be completed as done.
I thought we were doing pretty good. You had some good information, like good.
Yeah, can I call him back? Oh,
that's a little wild.
That's a little loud, sir.
And it's crazy to think about. Like for me, I'm born '86, right? So I wasn't far off of the start of the Golden Era and stuff. And I've gone back, and I had that luxury of going back because my grandmother was a huge wrestling fan. My great grandmother was a huge wrestling fan. So like she'd record stuff, or like I would find stuff and watch the old school stuff too. I'm in that sweet spot. I feel like I've gotten a like taste of every era.
Yeah.
Except for like the good stuff when it was like the real territory days. That's why I want to learn from Herb Simmons more.
Yeah. And then of course that's what's being brought to the fold in SICW. So
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And of course I'm going to give my hat nod.
Oh dude, I'm going to I'm going to see if he's going to call us back or not, but
if he's not, we can go right into our discussions.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we guess we could. Oh yeah, hold on. No, there's a public safety message. Apparently, there's an Amber Alert out around our area. Everybody, so everybody's getting this. So let's see if that's gonna be okay. Here, I wanna share this real quick before we do this. Let's see that. Well, people are wondering, who's Chris? Well, who's Chris? Who's this Chris? Who's this Chris? Well,
pictures, right?
Yeah, and I'm trying to get it to share, but it won't let me share. Damn it.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing
Ruby.
is caring, right? But you're not going to get any of my liquor. So.
I have not drank in like a minute.
So
shut up! See, someone that knows, someone that gets it, someone that understands. I knew I liked this Chris guy.
But look what he's pointing at. Oh no! Well, I mean,
Mario or Luigi?
Well, they're both Mario. Well, they're both Marios. Yeah.
No! Whoa! Dave, Ruby, sir. Back up.
Oh, hold on. He's calling back. He's calling back.
we have to have a discussion.
All right. Hey, Chris, you there?
I'm here. I don't know what the hell happened.
It's okay. It was probably my
phone
line.
was still on. It was still going, like on my phone. My phone line was still going.
Oh, okay.
But
Let's not talk about the travesty of you losing our servers. Let's talk about the travesty that Ruby said both of those guys are Marios. No, don't.
It's a Mario Brothers. It's a Mario Brothers.
You better protect your nerdism a little, man. We're about to go do a con. He's showing a picture of you, Chris. And hold on.
We go from talking wrestling to Mario.
Here's why.
And I missed it.
The reason here's the reason why, because we were trying to get a picture of you up here, and I decided to put up the picture with you wearing your PYT Scully and the Shut Up Stupid shirt, throwing up the throwing up the horns, and then you've got a picture of the Mario Brothers in the background. And he thought I said both of those guys were Mario. I know who Mario and Luigi are. Jeez,
Luigi's the greatest second player character you can be. Damn it.
It's Mario. Let me get you a plunger.
Good Lord.
Oh, at least they're not Bert and Ernie, so you know.
There's no Bert and Ernie in my house.
Yeah, those guys getting plungers for different reasons.
Hey, stop it! Stop it! Bert and Ernie.
We're gonna edit that out later.
yeah.
That's actually one of my favorite. Like them and Oscar the Grouch were probably some of my favorite characters on Sesame Street. No lie. In Gonzo, I was.
Podcast has turned into a Sesame Street podcast. That's fantastic.
My mom said I was a huge fan of Gonzo, which I do remember. So back to wrestling. Shut up, stupid.
Shut up, stupid.
I think we're at your.
It's me actually. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
So we've been talking about great moments and stuff, and great, huge, stand the test of time moments. We get to WrestleMania 30. All right, you know what great moment I'm talking about. The moment that Brock Lesnar, your Lord and Savior, and yes, I need to get you that meme. Your Lord and Savior, Brock Lesnar, took the streak. How'd you feel? Take us through that.
You as a guy who shows up to every HCW event dressed as the Undertaker, you got to take me back to that moment. God, I hate you. Let's see.
That's what I do best.
Hey, I, with everybody else new comes in the business, you know what I say? Suck it up, rookie. Push through.
Yeah. I always felt that if Sean didn't beat the streak, no one deserved to. That was my mindset after Mania 26. I was like, well, shit, if Sean can't do it, then no one else is good enough to do it, right?
Right.
Then you got Triple H in there, and I was like, well, damn, okay, well, maybe H should do it. No, he doesn't do it. Okay, CM Punk shows up. No, Punk ain't doing shit. And then Lesnar comes in, and it's like, okay, this could be a problem. And he does it. And it's like, well, damn. Okay, well, I guess it had to go sooner or later. And at that point, Taker was only getting ready. He was starting to do the one match a year. He did the match with Punk at WrestleMania 29. And then I don't think he showed up. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think he showed up again until challenging Lesnar at Mania 30. I think that's when he started the wrestling once a year. So I guess it was time, but it just didn't feel like the right person to do it. Like, if you could have gotten somebody else in there, face them at Mania 30, have him beat them, and then lose to Roman Reigns. Now, the loss to Roman Reigns didn't bother me as much because the streak was already gone. But I think, and you go in there and you watch Taker. Taker was not at his best. He said so in his Last Ride documentary that he felt real bad that he wasn't able to perform at the level that Roman deserved. But if he'd have been healthy enough, I think him losing to Roman should have been the one to end the streak, not Lesnar. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Lesnar fan to a degree, but I don't think Lesnar was the guy. Lesnar had nothing else left to gain from beating Streak. There was nothing left for him. He'd already accomplished everything else there was to accomplish in this business. There was no reason to give him the streak. It did nothing for him. Because after he beat the streak, all Paul Heyman did was brag about it, and then it just poof, vanished, gone. There was no momentum to make him go forward. You're going to do something like that, you got to give it to somebody that can use that momentum to skyrocket them to the top. And that's what happened with Roman. When Roman beat Taker at Mania, he took that. It's my yard now. And he took that, and it took him to the top. Roman should have been the one to beat the streak, not Brock Lesnar. That's my final thing.
Well, and then here's why I want to come back at this. WrestleMania 30 was the first pay-per-view that was featured on the WWE network. And those guys, it didn't seem like that the title change for Daniel Bryan was going to be enough. It seemed like they wanted something to make it memorable. And I think, I think it was kind of Taker's, I mean, obviously it was his call on what to do. So, but no one saw it coming. I didn't see it coming, obviously.
No, I didn't either. I didn't.
But
I was flabbergasted.
Yeah. So, well,
I wouldn't even call it Taker's call. He was concussed. He doesn't remember anything. The last thing he remembers was 3:00 that afternoon. He said that he doesn't remember anything of that match.
yeah.
And from what I've heard in recent interviews, it was Vince's call. That it was Vince's call to give back to the business. Okay. Brock gains
Right.
I go back to what I said. Brock gains nothing. You're going to give something that big to somebody, give it to somebody that needs it to skyrocket them to the top. Brock's already been to the top several times.
Right. Yeah.
Moments like that are career-defining moments, and Lesnar's career was already defined at that point.
Right.
He gained nothing from it. So
But-
in hindsight, for me, Lesnar beating the streak, it was shouldn't have happened.
But now that when you look at this, as of today, Roman Reigns is not remembered for giving one of Undertaker's 2 defeats at WrestleMania history in his in his matches. But now Roman's going to be remembered as one of the longest, strongest title runs in the company history in this era, and trying to battle. And we're still waiting to see, will he survive WrestleMania and eventually pass Pedro Morales to get right behind Hulk Hogan in those history books. That's to be determined, and we don't know. And that's why we have to just kind of sit back and relax and just find out where we go from here. So, and I don't know if you get a chance to look at our feed, but I shared the Our Lord and Savior Brock Lesnar meme here for
God.
Dude. So during that
If
time,
I could reach through this phone right now, I'd strangle that.
during that time, I was peeving a lot of people off on We Talk Wrestling because of like this kind of stuff. Because I am a massive Brock Lesnar fan, and as much as it pains me that Taker lost the streak, because for me, I think personally it should never have gone to anybody. I think Taker should have left that as one of his feathers, kind of thing. Like, I understand like the whole passing stuff on for the business. I get it and I respect it, but like Taker's that guy. He was never my personal favorite. But I love Taker, and I think everybody loves Taker at some point in their wrestling careers, as fans or anything like that. But Taker's like that guy that deserves to be just above everybody else in my eyes. Like, I don't know. Like, Ric Flair's the GOAT of wrestling in my opinion, but Taker's like the guy that just stands there next to him that like, yeah, I'm here too, but we don't need to worry about talking about me being here. Like, and I respect that about his just overall persona. The whole, I'm talking the guy behind Taker now too. Like just overall, like I feel like he deserves to be set up there with everybody that's great because he was that damn good. Like
Taker is kind of like the Michael Jordan of professional wrestling. He didn't have to tell you how good he was.
Yeah, man, that's a great point.
Never once you go back and watch the promo from Taker where he said, "I'm the greatest of all time." He never said it once.
Yeah,
he didn't have to. He go out there and beat the crap out of you, and then you go back on. Now I know why he's the most respected superstar of all time.
But I also like if anyone was going to take the streak, it needed to be somebody from the Ruthless Aggression era. It was never going to be anyone beyond that era, in my opinion. Because like when you think of everything Taker did, yeah, he wrestled more eras and went into different decades and stuff. But like the Ruthless Aggression era really was like the end of his like wrestling career, like the full-time Taker going to be in character, not in character, but in storylines, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
That was the last time that we actually got Taker. And then we got the legendary run out the door kind of thing that Taker had because he just did everything to the 9. But that's why I say the Ruthless Aggression, and who was one of his favorite people in the Ruthless Aggression era and guy from it, and it's always been a big backer, big fan of, all that kind of stuff, our Lord and Savior, Brock Lesnar. Like, so they were good friends. I respected. I felt like it went to the right person if it had to be lost to somebody. But no, Taker should have kept it, in my opinion. It should have been retired with him.
I agree with you on that too. Like I said, I felt like, because as I said before, I'm a huge Shawn fan, and in my opinion, they're the top 2 greatest of all time. That's totally debatable for other people, but in my opinion, Taker's the greatest character of all time, and Shawn's greatest ring performer of all time, hands down. If Shawn wasn't the one to do it, no one else should have done it. He should have went undefeated. So I agree with you on that.
I'm not a Shawn fan, so.
Wow. So it's going to come to me here now. Like I said, one of the reasons that we have Chris on here, and not to mention that he's one of the biggest fans around this area, mostly for ACW, but Chris actually had reached out to me after the last St. Clair show saying, "Hey, I think I thought about it and I want to get in. I want to start." So Chris did get the invitation to come down to the Skull Canyon Dojo, which is the home training facility for American Championship Wrestling. And this is now his second week as of today, because they had a session. So after being a super fan for so long, Chris, what made you decide, and what was the deciding factor that made you step away from behind the barricades to wanting to be part of the show and see what it's like on as to see what the fans' reaction is? I mean, what made you decide to take that step and be part of the wrestling business?
Passion, my passion and love for the business. As a kid growing up, I never understood. I never knew what I wanted to be when I grew up. I could never figure it out. And everybody said, "Oh, I want to be a firefighter. I want to be a police officer." I never knew. Right now I cut hams for a living. I make decent money, pretty good money, cutting hams and working at a factory. But I don't want to leave this world with regret. And I always feel like you shouldn't. The one thing, and I was talking with my wife, and I was like, I think I want to try this, because if I don't, because this is my opportunity. I never had a way to get my foot in the door until now. And I looked at it and I said, "Baby, if I don't take this, I could regret it. If I don't at least see if I can do it, I'll regret it. I don't want that." She goes, "Go for it." So the decision to step between the ropes is a decision that subconsciously was made years ago when I was younger. I kind of want to do that, but I don't know how. I don't know where to start, and never really did. And Rick, I'm sure you'll agree that back in the day when you were breaking into the business, you really didn't do a whole lot of training so much as getting your ass kicked to see just how tough you were. I've watched a lot of people, a lot of videos on YouTube of people describing how training is and how it can be, and I just have always just been fascinated with the art of it and the style and the just and I love movies and I love acting too, so they kind of go in sports entertainment. It's kind of like hand in hand. So that's something I thought that I could fairly be good at. Give it a shot, try it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't. But at least I can say, hey, I gave it a shot. I stepped in. I put my best foot forward. I gave it my best. If it works, fantastic. If it doesn't, no regret.
All right. And just to let you know, I mean, there have been some stories where people have tried, but they couldn't cut it in the ring. But it doesn't necessarily mean that their dreams were done there, because there's many
Right.
other roles that you could do in this business.
Exactly.
And then I'll throw Z's name right out there for one. He's right now he's better behind the mic, so keep him there until he decides maybe he wants to do something else.
No, I think I found my home. I like being right here. Like I'm way better behind the microphone.
Such a comfy
Throwing
chair.
Brock Lesnar memes all over the place.
Oh man, you've never been on We Talk Wrestling then, because I will stir the pot, buddy. I will.
He's gonna be haunting your inbox with a lot of stuff.
I'm not afraid to shout out yet. I got a shout out actually on Lowdown Pod. What is it? Hold on, my boys down in North Carolina.
Oh yeah, the Lowdown podcast.
Yeah,
I think I heard that the other day.
Yeah, I got a shout out on there with them, because talking to them about how like I just don't hold punches about it. Like they're talking about Revolution.
Oh.
And I said something about how not Hangman. It was Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy beat Christian Cage, right?
Yeah.
And it does nothing for Jungle Boy. Like I don't understand. Like that feud was good for a little bit, but it did nothing for him.
It did nothing for Christian. It did nothing for Christian either.
Good match though. It was a fun match. So
right.
Wow. But and a lot of people know. I mean, if I tell my story when I can. But man, before I got a chance to actually get to a training facility, I was training myself for this business before I got in, and that's why I got in. So that's why I got progressed so fast at 4.5 and mastered my craft in only 4 months before I got my first official match, because I was doing my own thing and I was training myself and watching these guys on TV. Well, yeah, they say don't try this at home, but I ain't gonna do something so damn stupid like jump off a roof and then see if I can land through a table.
What? That's training.
That is
to be
trash.
Jeff Hardy.
That's how Mick Foley trained. He jumped off the roof.
Oh yeah, that's right. He jumped off the roof through mattresses. Yeah, I wasn't that dumb. But no, if you want to do the move called the Jeff Hardy, you run it yourself out of a dumpster, light it on fire, and then jump in and then jump right in it.
Yes, go Ruby. Shove it right off the edge of the stage.
Oh my gosh.
Who was it that got shoved in the dumpsters? The Ass Boys? Wasn't it? Not Ass Boys. It was DX. Yeah, it was Terry Funk and Cactus Jack and
New Age Outlaws.
Chainsaw Charlie. That's Terry Funk's name. I was trying to think of it. And yeah, they went over. Yeah. That was a fun match.
Oh my gosh. Well, like I said, I definitely wish you the best. Like I said, keep the focus, and I definitely hope to see. Now it's gonna be it's going to be a different view when I come to the next ACW show because you're going to be there, but not waiting to pay to get in. But you're going to be there setting up the ring. You're going to be
You
there.
better be setting the ring up. I'm joking. But no, do help.
That's what I'm asked to do. That's what I'm asked to do.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's like I tell my boss. It's like I tell my boss. I say, because I got a bunch of kids that I work with that have issues with what the boss says. I said, listen, boss, I don't have the authority nor the financial stability to tell you go F yourself if I don't like something you ask me to do. You ask me to do it, I'm going to do it. You know?
Right.
Well.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. But no, but I hope, yeah, but it's going to be different to see, but it's going to be a good different because then you're going to know what the show's all about on the production side and being part of it. And then, we've got some big shows. I mean, I can't officially announce them yet, but I know we got shows in April for ACW coming up, and ding dong, hello state, hurry up and get with your permits. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm getting so sick of that.
Nice Bailey reference. There,
yeah,
buddy. Nice Bailey reference.
I have to be nice and I have to keep PG because trust me, if you give me rated R, I'll probably have to stop the show for the night. So.
It's funny to listen to him curse.
Yeah. Big sack of doo-doo. Oh my gosh. I have to ask you, Chris, before we go any further, are you actually watching your screen right now?
No, I have.
Oh, okay.
I have phone up tonight because I'm on the call to you guys. I have my phone.
Okay. All right. Well,
I do apologize for the technicalities with getting the screen going.
You're fired.
Maybe it's my. I'm fired. Okay. All right.
It's okay. No, you're good, brother. You're good.
I'll help search your house now.
Yeah. Jeez. All
Pay
right.
me and pay me.
All right. Pay me. There you go. Well, eventually you'll get to that point in your career, I'm sure, man. But I want to personally just wish you the best of luck. Keep it good. Who's saying? At least it's not Wreckfest, by the way, referring to our chat here.
I guarantee that's Alan, but continue what you're saying, sorry.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, Justin Nobles, just in case, says that Chris is the biggest nerd on the planet, and I'm glad to call him friend. And he also said, I stopped in the middle of the building my Jeep to listen to this for Chris, as he does. He said he called you a B word with two E's and an OTCH.
That's a good friend. I like him.
And we laughed about
it. Well, Justin, if you're listening to this, Justin, I think very fondly of you too. Yeah. No.
He totally gave you a finger. He's giving you a finger right now, Justin. 100%.
I'm sure he is.
No, I'm saying you.
He says expect a phone call. So, oh my gosh. Well, I'll tell you what. But we're going to get into the next part of our show here. That's going to require us for some visuals. So, I'll give you a chance to. We're going to cut off the line here. We're going to get into our next segment of our golden memes. So hopefully you'll get back to viewing the feed and maybe get a chance to look at these. So,
I will definitely do that.
All right, but it was good talking to you, man. I'm glad that you decided to give us a call, and hopefully it was some good insight here for you, and hope that you're going to be listening for our podcast coming up here too, because we're going to have some good ones with FanFest and everything else coming up here. So hopefully you get a chance to tune in the upcoming weeks, my friend.
I appreciate the invite to come on the show. I had a lot of fun. Zach, it was nice talking to you. Dave, good talking to you again. And I wish you guys all the success with your podcast, and I will definitely be tuning in more often in the near future.
All right, Chris, I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you very much for calling us. And,
have a good one, brother.
Yeah, we'll catch you down the road, all right?
It sounds good, brothers. I'll talk to you guys later. You guys have a good evening. Thank you again, and God bless.
All right, man. You too, man. Thank you.
All right.
All right, man. Well, hey, that was cool. Um, what was it? Man, what? Before we go on, did you get any type of Amber Alerts on your phone, Z, by any chance?
No,
No,
we
it's
like
just
our
my
kids up here.
area. Okay, so it's probably somebody crazy in Missouri.
I hope they find
With
him, man.
apparently that's got. Unfortunately, it's got a child that doesn't belong to them. So hopefully they're caught. So, I digress, people. Um. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get going to our next portion of the evening. Yes, sir. We're ready for it. It is time for this week's Wrestling's Gold Memes. Yes.
Yay!
Yes, sir. And for this week, well, actually tonight, we had the presentation of the Oscars, and
Jimmy?
uh, and after this past weekend on SmackDown, there's been a new nominee for Best Supporting Actor. Oh, Jay, why did you do it, man? I thought he
that
was going to do it.
that
But
photo is really oozy.
yeah, that's a very oozy photo. Yes, indeed it is. Um, but let's talk about that. About what? Well, I mean, he turned on Sammy on Raw last week. Then he came back on SmackDown on Friday. But basically, he said he had to do what he had to do. But he didn't really pledge his faith to Roman, though.
He only so that's the beautiful thing because I'm still firmly in the seat that I want Jey Uso to be the dude that dethroned Roman. Like there's people that are saying that they could do the fight afterwards and he could be part of the reason that the match is lost, blah blah blah, and then we'd see the dissolve, right?
Right.
But I love Jay so much. Like the dude, I'd never thought the Usos when they first came. I'm like, this is gonna be a good tag team, right? These guys are gonna be a great tag team. They're gonna be developed beautifully as a tag team. Hopefully, they could revolutionize the tag team world and bring it back to a great standing, right? I never thought of like the Usos being separate dudes. You're starting to see Jimmy might have something as a character like developing kind of thing, but then really Jay with the main event Jay Uso stuff, like the dude is such a character, and that's something for me as a wrestling fan and somebody that's now entering the business is learning. The two go hand in hand. So, like, if you can't believe in yourself and be that person, like, then you're never really actually going to keep moving up because you got to really become. And Jay just does a great job in that role of like the savior. But he only states that he at first, his family talking about Solo and Jimmy. And now I got an Amber Alert.
Oh, doggone it. In a town from Herman?
Yep. That was loud.
That's crazy. I know. But no, it's Jay's playing this out very well. It's gonna be very interested in how I mean the Usos don't even have an announced match yet, but it makes you wonder, will Kevin eventually give in to Sammy as far as requests of just taking out the bloodline and not making it personal, not asking for forgiveness, nothing. Just try and get the bloodline uh, eliminated once and for all. So
I think WWE's done a really good job on like dissolving the Sami Zayn issue with Roman Reigns and to a back forefront thing because you could always bring it back to another like thing, right? But then now marketing Cody is coming in and helping Saint like I could watch that group continue to write story because it's beautiful.
yeah. I'm kind of interested to see what's going to happen on tomorrow night for Monday Night Raw, and kind of go from there. See what new announcements we're going to see. So, I mean, what are we? What are we like 3 weeks away?
Yeah, 3
Something
weeks
like
I think.
that. Yeah, can't believe it's coming up so quick.
Yeah.
So how about this for our next one?
I forgot we're doing golden memes.
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. We
Because the
kind of fell
Oscar
off the wagon
goes
here.
to.
Yeah. So here's a meme of a mom waking up her son. How moms wake up their sons, and here's how dads wake up their son. Good analogy. Yeah, good analogy. You know,
I've
just kind
never
of
oboe dropped one of my kids
not
to
yet.
wake them up.
Not yet, though. Oh, but hey, but no, I don't think my dad ever. I think it probably shook. The worst he's done is probably shook my bed. That's probably about it. I don't think he's.
I used to get
You know.
cold water.
Oh yeah, the last week of this called the frigid cold super soaker.
Yeah.
That-
That stuff was cold, man.
Yeah, I bet it was. Hey, look, I got another one. Oh my goodness. How about this one? Macho Man. Hulkamania is like a single grain of sand in the Sahara Desert that is Macho Man has changed my mind. Look at that.
Dude, his promos were so awesome.
I just love that face holding the buck. The beauty of that. That is just awesome. Love it. Oh, let's see. Do we have another contrast one? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
About Asuka. You find out she's single, but then you find out why she's single.
I know a lot of people in the chat are like, I'd go for the one that why she's single.
Boy, yeah, I know. I don't know.
She's such
They're
a pretty
both-
girl.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you see the woman without makeup on the left. I mean, come on.
Oh, she has makeup on, bro. Just so you know. But
Well,
continue.
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, not the face paint. It's okay.
That's not trying to do her face up like a Chinese dragon or something like that. You know what I mean? She remember those like the green green falls or whatever on her face. It's like, why do you put that on there?
It's awesome.
It's just like throwing a burrito at a freaking Picasso. You know, don't do that.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh my gosh, my analogy. Sorry.
That was a good one. I like that one.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
Oh, you're gonna love this one. You're gonna love this one. When she's in the other room waiting for you to apologize, and she hears the PlayStation beep.
That's 100% my wife.
I was like Zach
through and through. Through and through.
Zach is a big gamer, and it's like, okay, honey, sure, I'll come up here in a minute and beep.
I'm on
the
games.
PS4.
I've been streaming a lot here lately too. So on YouTube.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. The Jump City Zmiz is on YouTube streaming a bunch of Ark.
No, I don't think I did Ark yet. Maybe I did. I did GTA last night, and I did GTA the night before. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, and
I mean, I do.
Yeah. I actually tried last
issues.
night to play, but I had issues as always. I've always got issues. Servers didn't like
me.
You
got some gremlins. You need to watch the gremlins to figure out how to get rid of them.
I don't know. Maybe I need to call like Orkin or something to come throughout my home. I don't know. Will that work? Oh. And here is our last one. And this is kind of our man humor, at least the man humor in me. Me after my morning poo thinking I'm masking this smell with some Glade Hawaiian Breeze air freshener. Oh my goodness.
That's the
Rick
model
Martel and his arrogance. Love it.
One of my favorites.
Yeah. No, that was that gimmick was gold. I mean, when he broke away from Strike Force and then went right
Oh
to
yeah.
this, dude.
If I could have had, it would have been like a perfect storm of characters for me coming together. Uh, I was always a big fan of the Fashion Files with Rizangu.
Yes,
If they
yes.
could have done an episode with like Rick Martel in the background with them, like prepping them or something, I would have just those guys
Oh
are so.
no.
It would have been fun. It would have been fun, like throwback to him. When he, one of the legends doesn't get the
Yeah.
love that he deserves.
Oh, I know, but that was like I said. I mean, I mean that was really good. Really good gimmick that Martel has. And talk about a guy that's been overlooked. I mean, he's worked for so many years and he's done it all. Even going back to the AWA in the '70s, and then having a long career, roughly about maybe 23 years before he retired. After he lost, I think he retired after he lost the dropped the WCW TV title back to Booker T.
Yeah, I
So
think so.
yeah.
Well, I just read that actually wasn't supposed to happen. Like that was a miscue thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I posted it on like it was a video. Who was it? Cultaholic, I think one of those people. Maybe it wasn't Cultaholic. Maybe it was somebody else. But in that area of people, um, did a top 10 thing, and that was one of the top 10 things where Rick Martel was supposed to win, but then he did a suplex. Booker T does the suplex, right? And that's when his boot hit the ring ropes, right? And he
Yeah.
broke his foot real bad. And he went another five
Oh.
minutes in there, and they called it that Booker T won the match. Like Booker T wasn't supposed to win that match.
Oh.
That's what it
Wow.
was.
Oh, okay. Well, that I can understand. So
Yeah, like it wasn't a miscue. It was they had to switch it on the fly because Martel broke.
yeah, yeah. So but I think that's all we had for tonight. So what?
That's all we had tonight.
Well, I mean, that's all we have for the golden memes.
I
So,
was gonna say, are we done? Like, is your dog bothering you or something?
oh god, my dogs always bother me, but I ain't gonna stop for them. No, unless if it's like a dire emergency or
Go
something.
ask your
Like,
mom.
now unless one of my dogs turn into Cujo or something, then I'll have to stop. But that's the only reason I'll stop here. Oh, here's another. So we're gonna bring up one more, or at least one more topic here, and I'm gonna talk about this, which is legalized betting on wrestling matches. So apparently, WWE is reportedly in talks with the state gambling boards to potentially legalize betting in scripted WWE matches, supposedly. As sports betting continues to grow in more states, under their new proposal, the company will tighten security on any matches and feuds being developed, working with an accounting firm to verify if they go into betting. Now, WWE has registered with one state's gaming commission so far, supposedly, and that is the state of Indiana, which I'm not surprised. Which told the source by CNBC that it was related to its gambling proposal. And also, according to unconfirmed reports from the Business Insider, they have also looked to registration rights with Colorado and Michigan. WWE did not immediately respond to a request for comment on the allegations. So here's the thing, okay? I know WWE has been doing the whole thing with DraftKings and everything else, as far as I have not looked into what they are. Right. Oh yeah, here we go. No different than being on script in NFL. But here's the thing. I mean, I guess I'm not really much into the business of the NFL, but how do you script a game? I mean, like, is
Okay.
like,
So this is
you
there's
know,
ways. There's ways to do it. Have you seen the videos I'm a conspiracy theorist. You're gonna go. We're gonna go into a whole world here in a minute if you want to go.
Oh no.
So there's videos of players on the football field that their gloves are magnetized to the balls, and that wouldn't go off and stuff. You can put a machine like it's not hard with way technology and stuff. It's potential. Funny thing is though too, it's classified under entertainment, not sports.
Oh wow. What? So NFL's classified underneath entertainment?
Yes, if you look it up as like what is it classified under when it comes to like the broad spectrum of it is not classified under a sport. It's classified under entertainment. Therefore, it could be manipulated.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
I'm not saying it's true because I have no proof, no nothing like. But no, I John Cena also. I posted a video of John Cena that went to the what is it the ESPN's like version of the Grammys, all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Right.
Yeah, the SBs.
Yeah. So he did that and did a thing where like we're not so much a different, talking to the NBA, NFL players and stuff, and like go look it up. I have it on We Talk Wrestling somewhere. So it's just funny to me. I'm all for it. I believe in the conspiracy.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, Dale says holding on non-holding calls, there is ways. So, yeah. Okay. I get that. So
that ref's been paid off.
Right.
I mean, dude, I'm all for the idea of legalizing like gambling on it. I'm all with it, but like at the same time, like I'm not a gambler, so I don't care.
Right. Yeah. Watch bad beats on the spreads as well. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know. I just like I said, I'm not really a betting man. The only thing that I've done gambling on is, of course, is actually inside of a casino, doing roulette, doing blackjack, doing whichever. I think baccarat, but like the card games. I've even done sit down Texas Hold'em. I've done that, but but that's the only gambling I've done.
I just have this vision of you being on that late night poker show on ESPN.
Hey, I would kick ass at that. I don't care what anybody says.
And your battle hawk gear, sunglasses on, like I'd root for you.
Yeah,
I would root for you.
Shades on to you. Somebody would tell you there was actually I was doing pub hopping when they had like poker nights. And they going, you can win like a prize or whatever. I was going to those events, and so let's see. Yeah, try. Here we go. Try.
I play Uno with him.
Oh no, yeah, I'm a vicious online poker player myself. Yes. All right. Hey, now stop it. I'm not that horrible in person. Leave me alone. I'm not that horrible. But no, my point is this, man. Let DraftKings do what they need to do as far as like whatever odds they're putting in. I mean, as far as legalized betting going into like a different gaming commissions and all this other stuff, I have no idea what they're putting odds in on. But there's other ways of making money. And for, you're going to have more people calling 888 bets off because they don't know how to bet on something like a wrestling match and they're losing more money. So just let it be. Just let it be. Let it be. But no, I mean that's all. That's all I got to say about that because there's just really nothing I really care to, just sit back and enjoy. There's ways of enjoying something like enjoying an event. Just go and look. Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for betting. Like, I'm cool with betting on the stuff. It doesn't bother me. Like, if you want to bet on it, I just don't.
Yeah.
Like, there's that room of like, you guys are just throwing your money away.
Yeah, I break it down to one word: shenanigans. There's always shenanigans going on when it comes to betting. So I'm not going to do it, especially when it comes to betting on WWE matches. That takes the fun out of me being in the business myself. I'm not going to do it. Just bet on something else. Bet on a damn horse. I mean,
I miss
find out which
doing.
horse gets the Royals before they go out of the gate and see if they win. You know, the one that's got like the 23-1 odds. You know, see if see if we can do a one place and show on that. So otherwise, you know,
I
the biggest
miss. I miss.
shenanigans of them all: Powerball, Mega Millions. That's the biggest shenanigans of them all, right there. So.
Royal Rumble is different, but no, like this reminds me of like a time I used to do on We Talk Wrestling a breakdown right before like every pay per view, right? Go down the list of the matches, who I thought should win, all that kind of stuff. I think I told you the story, and I think I told it on here actually that I got every one of them wrong. I lost every match on the card.
Wow.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was I lost everything. It was pretty cool. Oh man,
Dude, We Talk Wrestling pooped on me all day. Like, not all day. I got pooped off for like a month and a half about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no one can accuse you being a fortune teller. That's for sure.
No.
Wow.
Or I am, and I was just looking at it wrong. I did get them all wrong, so.
Oh, you mean the ones that actually have the star on? I was supposed to bet on. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought it meant watch out. Then it might be trouble. Oh, go with what's made. But I really don't see much coming out of this. Really, I mean, it really has to benefit WWE in order for this to happen. I mean, really. So, because why would they file for something like that if they know
Unless they're
that
going to give a chunk back of it.
right? So they have to get something back out of that. So, I mean, what they get back is I don't know what they get back. So I don't know.
Get back. Get back. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, no, it's fine because no. I think it's a little ridiculous myself. So I don't know. I was looking to see what else we had, but you know what? We had some others, but you know, actually our superfan session actually went longer than I thought, but that's okay. And of course, we actually had some difficulties here as well.
We didn't have minor difficulties.
Yeah, we had minor difficulties. I was hoping to join on camera, but I can understand sometimes browsers, cameras get, you know, in the way. You know, I mean, it can happen at any time. It can happen with an iPhone. It can happen with the Samsung S20 or whatever their Samsung's updated phone is. It can happen with, you know, like a oh, what's that? Altel or I don't know. A US Cellular, you know, like house phone, a house.
TCL has some nice phones right now. Just saying.
A TCL.
Yeah, if I was an Android person, I'd be buying a TCL phone.
Really?
Just saying.
I mean,
their TVs are awesome too.
Their TVs are not that half bad.
No,
So.
what? They're half bad. They're freaking awesome, actually.
Yeah, TCL TV.
Yeah, TCL's the bomb. If I wasn't already LG,
yeah,
like my whole house is LG. Life's good.
Yeah, life's good. Yeah, I got my 86-inch TV. Life's good.
I do have an 86-inch TV.
I know. That's why I'm throwing it up there. No, TCL, I don't know.
TCL is a great company, man. Really are. I stand by them. Remember, 15 years in the world of technology when it comes to
yeah. Yeah, I'm in the world of technology myself. Sometimes
I
I
know.
just
That's why I said we run together.
I want to bang my head at times, but
You just do it on the call center side, and I did it in person.
if I could
Where I
do it in
had
person I don't know. It's just something that I think in person is a lot better than over the phone. But but I digress. I kind of like working from home myself, so having my own my own office, my studio, do everything I can here because, like I said, this is the best looking part of the office here because you don't want to see the other half. So trust me, it is a mess. So
feel you.
should should we?
Road dog fell.
Well, why no, no. We're gonna take one more. We're gonna take one more here before we get out of here. Hold on.
Who are you talking to?
Hey, you got the False Count Everywhere podcast. Who's on the line?
Dun, 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 dun. How you doing there, fella?
Hey, Aaron.
Too much.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm doing nothing much.
Other than listening to the show, obviously.
Not bad, I did.
Oh,
Man,
Aaron.
we are actually getting close to 100 shows, are we?
Well, yes, we are. We are, and we're looking to do some big things.
Wow.
As we're getting close to 100, and of course, we're going to be going beyond that. We got
Yep.
big plans on that as well. So,
Above and beyond.
yeah, we're going to hit the century mark here eventually. It only took us what 3 years to do it. Oh gosh. Uh-oh. Hey, do you want to get that Z's gonna ask a question here.
You guys are setting me up for a loaded question here. All right, Aaron Wallace.
Hi.
Oh, what's up?
Go ahead, Z.
Okay, Aaron Wallace, sir. Do you feel
Yes.
Travis Cook should be at the Fan Fest coming up?
Nope.
No, but but so who else do you hope that does not show up at the fan fest, Aaron?
Well, it's got to be Travis Cook because he ain't going to be there.
No, I don't think he will be.
Definitely not.
If he does, he might.
Yeah.
No, he won't be there. Never mind. There ain't no ifs about it. He won't be there.
Yeah. You know what he actually reminds me of?
Besides a short butterbean.
No, he looks like Caillou with that head, with the bald head.
Caillou.
Yeah.
Caillou's like a young kid. He's like old. So does Caillou have wrinkles on his head? So
I think he does.
100%.
yeah,
100% Travis Cook should be there. I'm not going to agree with Aaron Wallace. Are you crazy?
So Travis Cook should be there. Should he be?
Yes. Yes, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I stand in support of Travis Cook.
There you go. There
Yep.
you go. So what's on the mind here tonight, Aaron?
Man, this is actually the second wrestling fan forum, which I'm very, very proud of it. Man, I just hope that SSCW Fan Fest could bring things because I have 40 people actually liking the idea about. I have a poll on SICW. Man, that's like a 127 votes. You know
What's
how many
Scott
votes that is?
So did you have a poll? You said like a voting poll or
Yeah, voting poll. You know how many votes that is?
120. What did you say?
you say you had 127 votes?
That's what.
127.
It's just 127, man. It's one for each one. It's a lot of votes, though.
There is a lot of votes, but what is the question though?
What are they voting for? Free
Are they
Travis
voting for Pedro?
Cook. No, they're
A legend. Pro wrestling legend.
free Travis Cook. That's what they're voting for.
Oh, my God.
Voting for Travis Cook? No. No, I don't know. We've got quite a lineup though. I don't know how many.
35 to 38.
Yeah,
What?
I mean that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people.
Oh,
So-
That's like, I just can't wait to see the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase.
Neither can Z, because he's waiting to get his $1 million championship signed by Ted DiBiase himself.
oh, I will be so happy.
And even JBL's going to be there.
That makes me even more excited.
Yeah, JBL will be in attendance, inducting Gerald Briscoe into the St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame. So he will be during the ceremony on the
Jerry
second,
Briscoe, by the way.
yeah, on the second part of the day. So that's
And
going to be good.
and my friend Haku's going to.
Yeah, Haku will be there, right? So I mean, there's like about between 35 38. Latest latest announcements was Ken Patera is going to be there. So
I was just about to say that.
Wow, you got excited for that one. Like,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
If he's an Olympic gold medalist, for God's sake.
he's
Yeah.
He's a former Intercontinental Champion with WWF. He's a former Missouri
Indeed.
State Champion with NWA.
Wow.
So, we look back at wrestling at the Chase days, so puts them all in fitting, just even being a former Missouri State Champion.
Even E?
Yep. So
Is
he's
his last name Elmo?
is his
What?
last name what now?
Elmo?
I'll quit.
Oh, quite now. So he's canceled Ted, bring in Travis. Let's see. Oh yeah, and he's also former McDonald's stock. We're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there with McDonald's.
You're not
No.
canceling Ted to bring in Travis Cook. Like, I'm all for Travis Cook being there, but Ted DiBiase,
I mean, the
Travis-
pay's not equal. Travis is more. So, from
in
what I
his
heard.
own world.
Yeah, in his own world. No, so you
Yeah,
did go to sicw.org to get your tickets, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I heard that my cousin my cousin Ben is going to actually take me there. Ben Lantfried.
Okay.
He's a really big fan of JBL.
Yep. So get that all day package, inclusive package, where you can be at the Fan Fest and also be at the ceremony and the show. That's going to be a long day of festivities.
Man, that's going to be a long day. That's like Six Flags.
Oh yeah,
I haven't been to Six Flags in a while.
I haven't either.
Doesn't love good Six Flags.
My back's all jacked up.
I have 4 kids.
Let them go on the rides.
You know how expensive it is for me to take 6 people to the Six Flags? No, I'm good.
I'll let me go float. Let me go float the wave pool in Hurricane Harbor. It'll be okay.
Woo!
Nobody wants to
You'll
see
be
this
alright.
beach ghost.
There you go.
I'm like one of Casper's fat uncles.
Oh my gosh.
His fat uncle.
Oh man, no. Oh, so the Fan Fest, of course, once again, May 13th. That's going to be at the Aviator Hotel in St. Louis. We got, like I said, between 35 and 38 legends, superstars, Hall of Famers, all together, all under one roof.
That's like 100.
Well, I mean,
I can't even count.
We've noticed.
well, I mean, sometimes if you run out of fingers and toes, you don't know what else you're going to count on.
Do it again, buddy.
Maybe Skittles. You can look at Skittles if you run out of fingers and toes.
Or Slim Jim.
Yeah.
Or Slim Jims.
Yeah, or Slim Jims, right. All right, man. Snap into it, bud. All right, man. So, cool, Aaron. Well, yeah, thanks. Thanks for calling us. Thanks for calling in. We're gonna have big plans here at the Fan Fest, and then we're gonna be a big part of that. And
Awesome.
we're gonna let others know in weeks to come what we're gonna be doing at the Fan Fest, and of course, in 2 weeks before that, we'll be in West Plains, Missouri for the for OzCon, and getting the word out down there in southern Missouri. So we're making moves.
That is awesome.
So we're making moves, and then of course the big Fan Fest is going to be our big primary target. So we look forward to seeing everybody, and then we'll definitely see you there.
Oh, well, I'm definitely going to see you there too, Ruby.
All right, Aaron. Thanks a lot for giving us a call, and you enjoy the rest of your night. Okay.
Okay.
All right. See you, man.
See you, Aaron. Bye.
All right. So that was Aaron there.
Per flag.
One person per flag. Oh my! Well, I'll tell you. Well, we actually had a pretty enjoyable night here. So we're going to be kind of wrapping things up here. I can't believe we've already been on here for about 2 hours. Can you believe time just flew by? We lose an hour of sleep, and then everything just flies by. 2 hours later, and here we are. And we actually got a pretty good viewing tonight. We appreciate those that shared the show, viewed in.
We need to keep seeing that love, though. Like, that was beautiful.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love it. I mean, I really love it. So we're going to be getting more of it. Going to give more of that love. So,
and I promise you, this won't be the last Fan Fest. We'll get some more fans in here occasionally. So don't.
Oh no, yeah. So we'll definitely get some more fans in here. So, but we thank everybody for joining us here tonight here for the Wrestling Fan Open Forum. Remember, next week, March 19th, Sunday night, it's a double feature episode where we'll have two guests. We'll have one episode with two guests. Herb Simmons will be joining us here to talk about the Fan Fest and also with the big Shriners fundraiser at the Adonai Temple in East St. Louis. And we're going to have the widow of the late great Bruiser Brody, Barbara Goodish, will be joining us here as well. So, for myself, Rough Cut Rick Ruby, and the Gem City Mouse Zmiz, we thank everybody for joining us here tonight. And make sure you tune in next week. Share the show, share the links, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, everything in between. And we will see you guys on the other side. You have a good rest of your night. We'll see you later.
Peace.
Thanks again for tuning in to tonight's episode of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Don't forget our friends at the following: Outside the Ring STL, the Searcher and Hide podcast, and We Talk Wrestling. The Falls Count Everywhere podcast is an LTS Enterprises production.